Howdy y'all. I hope you guys are having a great day. Today's video is brought to you in part by Catchco. If you've never heard of Catchco, they have several different brands underneath their name, including 10,000 Fish, Biospawn Lures, and they even do collaborations with other organizations such as the Good Squad. So if you haven't checked out some of their baits, definitely check them out at Carl's Bait and Tackle Shop. I have a link in the description below. Make sure you use that link. I promise you, you won't be disappointed in what you find on Shop Carl's or any of the Catchco baits. You will find high quality baits that simply catch fish. Now today's video is about this little guy. It's called the Headhunter. This is the smaller version of the two. This one is 3 1/4 inches long and has a 1/2 ounce weight. If you've ever been intimidated by swim baits, how big ever they are, this guy is actually pretty tiny. As compared to my hand here, it doesn't even make it across the palm of my hand. So this guy is actually pretty small, and I'll show you later in the video, it actually can catch some smaller fish. So if your pond or lake is full of little guys, this guy still will work for you. Now this is a soft plastic pre-rigged swim bait. And when I mean pre-rigged, it's got the hook already inside, right here. It's got a magnet inside that holds the hook down, so when you're fishing it, you're not gonna get snagged up on anything. So here we go. It's pretty weedless. And then if a fish bites down on it, it's gonna expose this hook and, well, we're gonna have a good opportunity to catch this fish. Now, when I was out on the water, I had a few learnings about this bait. First is, it's got a pretty tight wobble. The tail is pretty tight, and it kind of looks like a scurrying bluegill that's scurrying away, like I'm trying to get away. And it has that real quick erratic action. It doesn't have a whole lot of body wobble or anything like, oh, I'm just kind of lollygagging through the water. It's pretty straight, pretty narrow, and the tail is just going to town on this thing. And it really does look like this little bluegill is trying to get away. So that just, to me, just says, hey, when the bass are active, or even if they're not active, it's like, oh, wow, there's something there trying to get away. I'm gonna eat it. Just gets you a good reaction bite. Another learning that I had out on the water, and we'll see here in a minute, is it takes a pretty good hook set to get this hook to penetrate in the fish's mouth. My first couple of hook sets, you'll see in the video later on, they were a little on the weaker side. They were backhanded, so they weren't real strong. And I thought, hey, look, this little hook here shouldn't be that hard to penetrate in the fish's mouth. Well, with the design of this, I think the head likes to knock the mouth of the fish open a little bit. So you really want to give it a good strong hook set so you do get this hook penetrated into the fish's mouth before the fish can fully open its mouth. I think that's what I was doing. You can see on the very last fish that I catch here that I actually really lay the wood to that fish and have a pretty strong hook set, and there was no way that fish was going to come undone. But overall, I like this little bait. If you've ever been intimidated by these soft plastic swim baits, this is a great one to start off with. It's real small. The other one that they offer is only about 1 inch longer. It's a little bit more than 1 inch longer, but it's still not that intimidating if you want to throw it. But this guy I recommend throwing probably on a medium heavy rod. I was throwing it on a medium heavy rod with a fast action tip. It was a good selection. I do suggest having a little larger line. I was using 15-pound test because you're going to want to give this guy a pretty solid hook set when you get that bite. On the larger one, we're probably looking still maybe at a medium heavy. It'd probably be the upper end of a medium heavy because it is a 1 ounce bait. I think you can still get away with it. If not, you can go with a heavy action rod with maybe a little slower tip. I think you can fish both on a medium heavy rod. So if that's all you got, don't worry about buying either one of these. And if you're wondering about the colors, well, this color is Green Machine. It looks like a little green sunfish down there. So it looked really realistic. And I was fishing, I'll save how I was fishing it until after the video, and I'll kind of give you my strategies behind the way I was fishing it. So let's jump on to the little fishing clips, and you can kind of see how I was doing as far as my hook sets go. And then later on, I really adjusted my hook sets and how fast I was reeling the fish in. You could see the difference from the little laid back hook sets I was doing to the real strong ones, and see that I actually start landing fish. He's changing again? Dang it, lost him. Ugh. I don't know if I got a good hook in him. I think we figured it out. I think. Man, the old headhunter got him a fish on there, but the headhunter here, they got him a fish. And it was a pretty decent one. I was getting ready to boat flip him. Ah. That's 2 fish in a row we dropped. The headhunter. It's dropped 2 fish so far. I don't understand. The hook's on there. The hook is on there. I got him that time. Just a little guy. But look at it. This one's got a belly on him, at least. Yeah. Another one. Another little guy. Oh. I wish I had another one. It will be one of the first things I buy. Another tiny little guy, but his belly is kind of skinny. But I felt that one, and he started running straight at me, so I reeled into him and I hammered him with a hook set. Apparently, you got to get a pretty strong hook set on these guys, or with this bait. Okay, so the strategy I had behind what I was doing there is I was actually fishing a grass flat and then the edge of the grass flat that led to a channel. The fish were coming in and out of the grass and they were in and out of the channel. So I backed off the channel a little bit and was able to cast into the grass. And you could see some of my cast and fish were caught coming parallel with the grass line. And then some of them I was casting into the grass line and those fish were just deep in there and I was fishing on top of that submerged grass. One of the first bites I got was on the grass edge and I was just barely keeping it off the bottom, just giving it a good slow reel. And it did fairly well. Never really got snagged up in the grass too much that I couldn't pop it out. This guy is pretty weedless, so I wasn't too worried about getting it hung up too bad in the grass where I couldn't rip it out. And overall, I'm pretty impressed with this bait. You hear me say in the video that I wish I had another, and I already have one on the way. So I'm pretty excited to get another one of these in the tackle box. But if you want to check these out, make sure you go to Shop Carl's. I have the link in the description below, so make sure you go through that link. It'll help me out. Hopefully you guys enjoy fishing this little guy just as much as me. But you guys remember, just like always, until next time, get out there and go catch you some fish.